everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Wishing Star Knight, and today I have here with me again,
Celi, back again.
And this is part 2 of What Would You Do? This is a video series. If you didn't watch part 1, it is a series where we play this game called What Would You Do? In certain situations of movies, video games, or even shows.
Yeah.
And today we're talking about another horror movie called The Gallows. Back in part 1, I said that it was directed by James Wan, and that's kind of why we categorized, because we did Saw in part 1, and I was thinking, oh, we'd do, 3 movies directed by the same guy. I got it confused. It was directed by the people, I think, who did Paranormal Activity.
Yeah. Well, it makes better sense.
So, yeah, I have, like, a big movie collection here, and horror movies are my favorite thing, so that's, like, the biggest part of my collection, and I just have multiple movies basically done by the same people. Yeah. So I just got them the collections mixed up, basically.
Yeah,
so.
Sometimes directors just go together, and you're like, same thing.
It kind of just runs together when you have so many horror movies.
Yeah,
so.
Especially as many of you as you have, we haven't even watched all of them.
Yeah, like some of them are still in the wrappings from Halloween.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so The Gallows, if you haven't seen it, is actually a really good movie. I think it freaks us out every time. Yeah,
especially when we decide to watch it at night, which is every time.
It is filmed very similar to the way Paranormal Activity was filmed. It's like the person is filming it themselves. Mm-hmm. And there's this killer called the Hangman after these students who broke into the school to play a mean prank.
Isn't he also, like, called Charlie? And that's why that one guy
died. You can't say the name Charlie, and if you do, you're gonna die.
And somehow the Charlie challenge was kind of related to the movie.
Yeah, the producers actually created that challenge in order to kind of advertise and get people going about the movie. Which so it was related, and they created the game.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off, I'm sorry. But I don't really understand how the Charlie challenge was related to the movie, because
it's supposed to be you say the name and you ask a question and it goes to yes or no, which of course it was all fake. It was, it's proven that challenge was just a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
But
I regret those many hours looking at Charlie challenge videos and going, whoa.
I always thought it was stupid, but it's just one of those things.
It was 3 o'clock in the
morning. It is kind of creative that they did come up with a game just to get everyone hyped up for the movie.
Yeah, because it hyped everyone up for sure.
Like, you're supposed to think that the ghost of Charlie is actually controlling the pencil or whatever. If you don't know what the Charlie challenge is, you can probably just search it. But literally, it's so stupid, I wouldn't waste time on it.
3 o'clock in the morning, you'll get freaked out.
But literally, it's where there's 2 pencils. You have yes, no, it's like yes, no.
Yeah.
Again. And then, like, you ask a question, you say, Charlie, ask a question, like, Charlie, are you here? And it's supposed to go to, like, yes or no. The pencil will move by itself. It's been proven that it's completely fake, and the producers, on the bonus features of the DVD of this movie, actually said that they created the challenge just to hype everyone up for the movie, so.
Right when you said, Charlie, are you here, would you have freaked out if these lights flickered?
Probably.
Yeah, same. Like, I've been like,
any weird incident like that, I'll probably be like, oh, we're not gonna stay in this room anymore.
Yeah, I'll be like, nope, video over.
Let's go wake up my mom or something.
Yeah, I'll cuddle with your mom and you. Keep safe.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, so that movie, it's actually really good. It does creep me out. I think mainly because of the way it's filmed. Normally, I'm not into movies that are filmed that way.
I am, like, majorly, because it looks so realistic. Mm-hmm. Like the other movies, that have a camera following them around. This one just seemed so.
See, Paranormal Activity is a little different because it was just, I don't know how to.
Because they had house cameras.
Yeah.
But
Also, it's kind of boring because you're just watching the same stuff over and over again, and it's like days pass, and you just don't get all the in-between story, and it's really drawn out.
Yeah, and the cool thing about The Gallows is in the special features, they talked about how some of the stuff that happened It
was filmed in an actual haunted theater.
Yeah, and the things that happened there, like when the ropes moved, that wasn't supposed to happen. And
like some of the stuff that wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't scripted or anything. It just happened.
And when they were up there running around, that was actual
there was a scene in the movie where they were in the attic or up in the rafters of the theater, and the theater that they were filming in was actually haunted, and they heard, like, they're acting, they're freaking out because the hangman is after them, and all of a sudden they hear, when they were filming, they had to do it so many times and they kept going deeper and deeper into the attic, and then one of the actors hears his name being whispered in his ear, and both of the actors that are up there freak out and run out as fast as they can, and they're like, we're not filming this again. We're not doing this scene again.
Yeah.
We filmed it enough times. That's all you're going to get out of us.
Yeah, they got that part so good because it wasn't acted. It was actually genuine fear.
Yeah. And, I mean, the girl was crying, and, I mean, it was just awesome to hear that story and see. And they actually had the footage, I think, of that. They shared the footage. So if you go to the bonus features on the DVD of the Gallows, you'll get all this, like, behind-the-scenes stories, like the Charlie Challenge and some of the activity that actually really happened.
Yeah, that's freaky. I want to go there. Not at night, but I want to go there.
Yeah. And, like, the stage ropes, they started bouncing out of nowhere when they started fake fighting, when they were acting, and the ropes weren't supposed to do that. And it turned out that was actually something that actually regularly happened at this haunted theater, so.
If I ever got a chance to go, would you go with me?
Yeah.
To the theater? At night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I would.
Unfortunately, for you too.
For the channel, for the video.
Do it for the views.
But honestly, I do highly recommend watching this movie. It is very creepy. I actually watched it with my mom, and she's not really into horror movies, and I think it even freaked her out a little bit. But it was odd for me to actually jump at a movie because horror movies don't affect me at all. Like, I'm just so immune to them that I don't actually get scared that easily when I watch horror movies. So when this one freaked me out, I was just like, what is wrong with me? Am I sick or something? But no, this movie was actually pretty freaky.
Yeah, so in this video, are we going to be talking about, like, what would we do in that situation?
Yeah,
like
that's the whole point of this game.
Well, I mean, like,
I was just summarizing everything, so
I was
covering the basics.
I was talking about, like, in parts of, like, okay, these two were in here and they were doing this, what would you do differently?
Okay, basically, what would you do if you got trapped in a school? That's the first thing. Like, if you have this paranormal being coming after you and you're trapped in the school, what would you do?
Okay, suicide's not an option.
I mean, honestly, this school was the most unrealistic school I've ever seen though in a movie, because they had, like, secret passages.
Well, and that's not very unrealistic. If it was an old school, you don't know what happened in the past. You know, maybe
it wasn't a school to begin with.
Exactly, it could have been something else completely. And even if it was a school in the beginning, you don't know what the previous principals did. You don't know what the previous students came up with. They could have.
Or if it's, like, really back in the day, maybe there was, like, I don't know, a lot of reasons to have a hiding place, because it was like a tunnel, and I think it, like, went under the stage and stuff, right?
To be honest, wait a minute, the tunnel wasn't that really, like, it's not a hallucination, but wasn't that like it was kind of like a hallucination of theirs, because when it went into the file room, there were so many files, it was almost like a maze.
I don't think it was.
I think that was a hallucination, because remember the ropes were appearing and everything, and that was a hallucination.
I don't remember them ever having hallucinations in this movie.
I think these were, like, hallucinations that they didn't really say were hallucinations, you know what I mean? Because
I don't know.
I don't know, because I
mean, so much happened in that small gap of time.
Yeah.
It took a lot to digest.
I mean, I could be
at that time.
I could be wrong, but ever since I watched it, I always thought that those things weren't really real, because when they went down there, the TV was already on, playing it and everything. So in my mind, I thought, oh, this isn't really happening.
They thought it was, like, the janitor, because remember they were talking to the janitor earlier on in the movie.
Yeah.
And they just thought the janitor was there overnight. And then all of this went down. So
Yeah.
I just find it odd that they had that passage, though, because, and how easily, I mean, the one girl was obviously leading them on because she ended up being the mastermind in the end.
But, which was good.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, like, nobody expected that at all.
But I think what I would do is, the guy's friend, he was like egging on this. Like, because in his mind, it was the spirit. He didn't think it was an actual spirit. And
he was the first to die.
Exactly. So, you know, that's what
Well, he didn't die, actually, I think. And he died closer on because they just thought he was dead. And then it just kept going on and on.
Yeah. But, and you don't ever split up. Don't keep close to each other. Because if, like, in the passage, like, down there, they got split up, didn't they?
If they're wounded.
Oh, yeah. If they're wounded, help them. Jesus.
Yeah, especially if it's your friend.
Yeah.
Like, and this situation, like, and the Saw situation is completely different because it's, you know, it's fight or flight. It's all about survival.
I just thought of something. I wouldn't have even gone there that night anyway because they're vandalizing and I'm good.
Yeah, the whole reason they went was to vandalize the play set, the set of the play and musical that they were going to do, because one of the characters didn't actually want to be in the play, and, well, one actor talked him into it.
Well, no, I thought, I'm sorry, like...
One of the characters talked him into vandalizing so he wouldn't have to be in the play because he was kind of embarrassed. And then it turned out his dad played hooky, and that's the whole reason the hangman died. And that's why his dad didn't want him to play part in the play.
Well, yeah, would you? I mean,
he didn't know about his dad.
Well, yeah, and the fact that the school still had the play even after all of that happened.
I feel like he should have seen the photo earlier on.
Yeah, like, really, like, how
he should have made that connection.
How did you not know that was your father? I don't know, I'm just like... But, okay, let's think about things like, what would we do? If we were, like, let's say... What was it? What's that part? That the phone kept on disappearing? And, no, not kept on disappearing, but it went into the locker.
First off, there was the phone incident in the locker. First off, you would always have your phone on you. Like, most people these days just keep their phone on you.
Yeah, nobody... And they had pockets. They had jeans.
Yeah.
Nobody...
And I mean, you do not, in one scene, they just set it down somewhere, and then they went off to do something, and they came back, and it was gone. I think that's when it ended up in the locker.
Yeah.
Don't let go of the phone. That's pretty much your life support and your lifeline, and any chance you ever have of getting out of this alive is that phone.
Yeah, like if you're trying to get contact with somebody but you don't have service, don't put it down because it's a worthless phone. No, you keep that on you.
Save as much battery as possible. I know you might want a flashlight or something, but that does drain a lot of battery, so whenever you can. I mean, they also had a camera, a night vision camera.
Yeah, so that was kind of convenient. but
that also takes a lot of battery, so...
Yeah. As we know from the Outlast games. But, oh, maybe we should just change this video into how to survive a ghost trapping you situation. There we go. Okay. Because I'm sure, like, what?
But seriously, like, that was the dumbest thing to do.
Exactly.
One of the dumbest moves. Like, I know for the sake of the movie, it's like, oh, we gotta make it interesting, we gotta make it more dramatic, and add more action. And most horror movies, there's someone doing something stupid. But honestly, this is your lifeline. And I mean, most people these days, your phone is your life. So why would you just leave it somewhere and go off, especially in a situation like this, and then come back and it's gone? Like, you would hold on to it. You'd keep it on you at all times.
And you know, one thing I didn't see is the glass wouldn't break because, you know, they were throwing chairs at it and stuff, I believe. And that's one thing because, you know, maybe the school put strong glass so it didn't break. Did they ever try to, like, slam their body into the door? That door was pretty old. I think they shoved it and kicked it.
Well, the whole reason it was staying stuck is because of the paranormal activity.
Yeah, but the one thing that I feel like they should have tried, which I don't know if they could do it because they might actually break the door, you know, during filming, which that wouldn't be good. But it's like they never slammed their body against it. They kicked it, I think. I think that might be another movie I'm confusing it with. But, you know, if two guys at once slammed their body against that, what if it did open? Like, what if the wood broke? There, movie end, 5 minutes later. It's like,
I mean, first off, if you're breaking into the school, whether the door is already broken or not, just to be safe, I would have, like, left it open with a rock or something. Like, I know you're breaking in, but, I mean, who's gonna see you go to school?
Yeah, like, even if, like, crack it open with a rock, which...
And Pfeiffer came in later on, so how did she even get in there if the door was...
Because she was the evil one. wasn't
Yeah.
she? So
yeah, she was.
So the ghost probably let her in. But her dad.
Okay, what would you do if it turns out someone that you've known for practically your entire life, like your entire school career, turns out to be like, you wouldn't expect it, so how would you prepare and what would you do when you find this out? Like,
that's why you don't trust anyone. They didn't find out to the end. That's why you don't trust anyone. Like, this girl, I don't trust her at all. Like, she's sketchy as fuck. So, no, I'm kidding.
But no, I'd start asking, like, questions on why she was there. Like, I don't know what you would do in that situation because they've known her for quite a while. They don't like her, half of them.
Wait a minute, I just realized at the end, wasn't the guy that died, like, the kid of the guy that, you know, basically got the ghost dead, you know, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, to explain what she's talking about is one of the main characters, the very last one to die. His father was supposed to be in the original play. The original play happened years ago, and that's the ghost, the hangman. He was supposed to play the hangman in the play. Well, when the character's dad called in sick because he was a football player, he just backed out like a chicken.
Yeah.
And
well, not like a chicken. It was more like, no, I'm too cool for that.
Yeah, it was more of a pride issue there. But basically, he called in sick, and so the hangman turns into had to take his spot as the main actor, and the main actor ended up being hung. And basically, the stunt went wrong, and he was actually hung and killed. So the last character that died happened to be his son, and this is only the second time they've ever done the play. This is the first time they've done the play since that happened.
Yeah.
So the whole reason that was going on was because of that. And
at the very end, wasn't he somewhat possessed because he was saying the lines, and he was saying the lines with Pfeiffer?
He was doing what the ghost wanted. He thought it was what the ghost wanted. He wanted to save who he thought wasn't his innocent, crush, because he loved this girl.
So he never really found out.
No, until he was right there getting ready to be hung, because he knew he was going to die, but he wanted to save her, and she turned out to be the bad guy, and she just kept saying the lines over and over again. He's like, Pfeiffer, you need to go, you need to run.
Yeah, okay, I remember it.
He's just like, what are you doing? I'm trying to save your life. Get the hell out of here. Yeah. And she just continues saying her lines for the play, and that's when he's hung. So he doesn't even have a chance to react.
Yeah, so let's go back a little farther. And when Charlie originally got hung, you know what I thought was really stupid? Nothing paranormal hung that boy. He hung because it was a malfunction of the set itself. One, they didn't actually, even though they're trying to make it look realistic, it was a play. You want to keep it safe for the kids. They should have had something under there. They should have had
a mattress.
No, like something to stand on. So if that were to, or the things to actually not fall, because those things weren't actually supposed to fall, I think, because then he would get hung and there was nothing there.
Or just not put a rope around his neck. You could do make him wear like a scarf or something, like a collar, like a fake rope, and then have like a rope hanging behind him to make it look like he's being hung, but really it's behind him and he's not actually got anything around his neck. Like,
or even
come up with an invention, like invent something better. Basically.
Yeah, like they could have even used the rope. It could have been hanging, but it doesn't look like a noose. They could have just let it hang and then just wrapped it lightly around their neck, and then that's it. Like no double wrap, no
trap door. Just don't make an actual trap door. How about that?
Yeah, like really, like, because what if this were actually to happen at a school? And that were to happen, that would have been a stupid part on the school for actually making a trap door.
Honestly, I did research on this, wondering if the play was an actual play, and it really isn't. Yeah. But I feel like our school especially would not allow this kind of play.
Yeah, no, I don't think so, no.
So I feel like the school shouldn't have even allowed this kind of play if there's hanging in it.
Well, it was back then. It was back then. It was like way back then. Like, it was old.
Yeah, but by the time they're remaking this play, it's modern.
Oh, yeah, okay, now I know what you're saying.
So why... And especially after the first time, why would the school go ahead and go through with it?
Because it was apparently history, like their school history or their town history, which, even if it was the town history, I don't know,
make it safer. You can leave, like, bits and pieces out, or, like, you could make it, the play zoom into when he's already been hung, or, like, do a scene where he's dead or something. Yeah, where he's already dead. Like, you don't have to, like, reenact the actual hanging.
Yeah, and The parts.
I mean, movie's sake, that was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, of course. It was like I didn't think about it.
Another tidbit on the behind the scenes: the people that were watching this play didn't know that the guy was actually going to hang. They didn't know any of that, and so it was like real reactions of people running up.
Oh yeah.
Like they didn't know who the character was going to be hung.
Yeah, like when Charlie got hung. Oh yeah.
Yeah. They didn't. They had no idea that the stunt man was going to be hung. They just thought it was a normal play, and even the other actors that were up there with him doing the play, like reading his rights or whatever, like his death sentence, they didn't even know. They thought it was going to happen like later than what it really did, and so they freaked out as well.
Yeah, that was amazing because you want that genuine fear, like when they were up in the those thingies.
Sorry, my nose.
When they were up there running around, like the genuine fear.
Rafts.
Yeah, and the rafts. It was just so great. But so I was trying to think of that one time. Like we needed.
What would you do in a situation where there was a moment when he had a broken leg, he was trapped by himself in this room, and the hanging man was coming after him? What would you do in that kind of situation?
To be honest, there's not much you can do.
Or what about the girl who left him?
Oh, yeah, okay. The girl was stupid because she left an injured man behind when all of this stuff is happening. So,
okay, and then the hanging man came right after her afterwards. So what would you do in that case?
Okay. Well, like I said, with it's harder to decipher with paranormal. I can't speak.
Okay, what about before they split up? Like, what would you do if you were stuck with the injured man and you know that the paranormal guy's coming after him?
Honestly, I would try to get him to safety. I would try to, because even though it's paranormal, you always have this instinct of don't leave this man.
Since it's, I think that's her boyfriend. That was her boyfriend.
That was her boyfriend.
So, even though he was a douche to her.
Yeah, well, definitely. But, she left him because something happened to the other guy, I think, so she ran out of the door thinking, I'll be right back.
What was she gonna do in that instance, though?
Exactly.
She couldn't do anything to save him. Like, why leave your boyfriend for someone else, basically?
Yeah, exactly. And even if you think you're gonna die, like, if you're gonna die and it's hard to say. Don't be a douche. Just don't be a douche. She should have at least like helped drag him around. Like try to be a good person. I know you want to save yourself, but that was your boyfriend. If you're gonna date somebody, don't just date them to date them. If you're gonna date something, you either have marriage in mind or you don't know what's gonna happen in the future. So if she did not have marriage in mind, of course she was gonna leave him. Which sorry, that was like a little deep thing to say.
I mean, they were just high school students, so hey, I mean they don't know, but
a lot of people in high school get married in their later years. So, like to the people that they're dating, I should say, of course.
Yeah, but honestly, it was just all like. Really, there's not much you could control in this kind of situation because of the paranormal.
Yeah, unlike the Saw one, which is much easier to talk about because it's situations.
And there's, like, each of them died in their own way, but each situation that we could talk about, there's really not much you can control because in each instance, he trapped them, basically. He cornered them, he played with their minds a little bit, and he basically just struck them down with fear, and, like, he basically controlled them like puppets. He was just letting them play. I mean, they were trapped in this building. Like, there was nothing they could really do to get out.
And with like I keep repeating, like, paranormal is just, like, you can't really, like, if you try to talk to them, they're not really human.
And it's there's really, in the end of the movie, I never really thought about this. In the end of the movie, when it's finally revealed that the girl is actually the dead guy's girlfriend's daughter, so it's basically the hanging man's daughter.
Yeah, it is.
Which we're pretty sure. The hanging man's daughter, who was leading them on and helping them play into the paranormal activity and leading them to their death. In the end, when they go to her house, they discover that he followed them there.
Yeah, like
he was there, so he went outside of the school.
So, but did he really follow them there,
well, they said Charlie.
Oh, no, listen. Did they really follow them there, or was he there the whole time? And he was with them the whole time, and that's...
So maybe he was stuck with his daughter.
Yeah, maybe he was stuck with his daughter.
And that's why she had to be there.
Girlfriend.
maybe that's why she had to be at the school and lead them into it. Maybe that's why she had to lead them on.
And maybe the whole time, Pfeiffer never really had an emotion of her own. Maybe she was possessed the whole time. Like, even in school and everything.
Well, remember, her and the girlfriend were acting very weird, and they were watching the tape of the original play where he died. I mean, they were acting very weird.
Like, what if they...
So it's just like they were being controlled.
Imagine that. Like, what if ever since she was, like, a baby all the way till, like, that day, every night they would just watch that, and she'd just brush her hair, and that's what they did all day. That's
like, creepy. It was just... Like, there's so many, like... So many things that could tie into that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Now that we're thinking about it, like, in that situation, there was just so many things that could have led up to that moment.
Yeah, and there's no way they're gonna come out with a Gallows 2 because the guy's son died, and like to go after the guy that got sick.
I mean, it was a very obvious that it's like a one-time hit with this movie. Yeah, but
though it would have been good if it was like somehow make a second movie.
It's so creepy because it really does suck you into the story. It's like a big mystery, and it feels like you're actually living it yourself. Like, I was literally on the edge of my seat, or I was cringing through half of the movie.
Or even like at some instances, like you forget that this is a movie because it's so like it's videotaped. It's kind of like Blair Witch, but better, much better.
They did it better because one of the actors, in some of the scenes, one of the actors was actually holding the camera. Like, they filmed it themselves, so it was very... And you know, this had to have been a low budget because it was mostly filmed in the theater, I think. The theater and the school was really the only two.
But was it low budget, or did they keep it that way to make it more authentic?
They probably did it on purpose, but... Either way, they did an amazing job. Like, the actors, like, I give them props.
Yeah.
Like, they're being hung and everything. Like, it was intense.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I remember just being cringy and, like, being terrified.
I remember the emotions going, like, wow, this is a movie I've never seen before. Like, you gotta watch it. It's so amazing.
Sorry, there's gnats. I don't know where they're coming from, but...
They come from the rotten hearts of you. Very rude. True, though. Well, I think... Anyway,
so, all in all, what do you think you would do in this type of situation?
Well, suicide's not an option, so I guess I would have to try to stick with your friends. Like, don't split up, don't run...
Yeah, so if they had all stayed together, how different do you think the turnout would be?
I think it would turn out much better because, you know how they all got scared and they all ran, but they left behind, I think, the girl? I can't remember who they left behind. But I think if you're gonna run away somewhere, I know you need to get away from there fast, but, like,
hold hands or something. Like, latch on to each other. Like, honestly, I wouldn't want to let go of my friends. Like, because, I mean, they could just disappear. Like, you're mostly in the dark most of the time anyway, and you can't see. Like, you don't want to... Exactly. Like, it's like going through a haunted house at Halloween. Like, the big horror hotel we went to. But, I mean, you wouldn't want to let go, like, because you don't know what's going to happen.
And do not put your phone down. Like, for any reason, okay, there's no service, keep it with you. I mean, that's either a flashlight, your service can come back, you know, maybe the ghost was like, oh, let me go mess with this person.
And if you actually survive to the end, you might actually have a chance to make a call.
Exactly.
Or at least record a message for your loved ones that find the phone.
Yeah, at least, yeah. So, you know, that's kind of morbid to think.
Well, honestly, wouldn't you want to tell somebody there is something wrong with the school?
The camera.
Warn people
there was a camera.
Not to.
There was a camera.
Well, that too.
So.
But if they find the phone and not the camera, you always want to have a backup plan.
Yeah, because that's true. Because what if Charlie like took away that camera? Like, no.
And you know, now that I'm thinking about it, these days most people have this like battery block that can hook up to your phone. Like, imagine if you had that in that type of situation. I mean, probably the battery drains still, but
yeah,
definitely. I mean, maybe you'd have at least a little bit bigger of a chance.
Maybe.
I doubt it because without service, but flashlight reasons.
Yeah, it's something they could have done something better. Like if this wasn't a movie and this was real, they could have done something better. I think we covered mostly everything.
Yeah, I think that's it for this movie.
Yeah.
Should we continue to dead silence in this video or?
No, because it's already hitting the 30-minute mark.
Okay. Alright, well, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think we covered the basics. I never really said what I'd do in this situation, but honestly... Wait, okay, in this situation for the Gallows, since we forgot to include mine, honestly, I it's so hard to say what I would do in this situation because you never know with the paranormal involved. But they were practically being controlled throughout this entire situation. They were trapped. I mean, he cornered them. So basically, what I would do is, like you said, I would definitely stay with my friends, stick together, instead of splitting up. If you had to go somewhere to do something, like they had ideas to break out. If you're going to try and break out, at least stick together while you're doing it. And if you think if there's any chance of one of them being suspicious about something, or maybe trying a little too hard to get you to go somewhere else, you know, those instances, like, you kind of have to be like, what's your deal? This is a bad person. Maybe get my other friends away from this person and be like, let's leave them behind and get the hell out of here situation. Or try to get away from that person at least.
And you know what I never thought of? Because, of course, with the movie, they can't just have them sit in one area because that's boring. Well, in some cases. What if they stayed near the doors?
Well, the thing is, the hanging man was chasing after them, though.
Yeah, but like...
So he would have easily found them if they had just stayed by the doors.
That's true. But I was just wondering, like, if they stayed by the doors, was this one of the movies that, like...
Hide? Why didn't they just hide? Or try to? I mean, he probably would have found them.
He would have found them. He's a ghost.
It's kind of like Evil Within.
Yeah.
But honestly, in this situation, there's really not much you can do because of the paranormal. And I mean, the paranormal can be anywhere and everywhere at the same time. And
the simplest solution, do not be the son of the douche that killed the person.
Yeah, that's basically, like, if you have any doubts about your parents being, you know, involved, like, if your parent was involved in this play originally, just don't be a part of it. Like, if you know that...
he had no idea. But I feel like he should have.
His dad didn't want him to be in the play.
Yeah, but...
That should instantly spike a flag. Like, I know it was all about football, but I would question the father more before I even... Like, why do you not want me to be in this play?
Yeah, like...
Like, tell me a little bit more, and, like... or, you know, be sneaky about it. Ask, what was the play like when... I know someone died, but can you really tell me what it was like,
yeah, imagine if,
back in your day when it was going on.
Imagine if the kid actually asked his father that. But, like, not because he had a suspicion, just because, how come you don't want me, like, I know somebody died, but, like, why?
Give me, like, a straight-out answer.
Yeah, like, what's your real reasoning behind it? Because, you know, it could have been the simple reason of, you're in football, you shouldn't be in, like, plays and stuff, but, you know, just ask. Your Coke addiction.
Every time.
Yep.
Anyway, but I honestly, in this situation, just stay with your friends and try your best not to use all your battery of your phone or even your camera, because they could be used as light sources. They could be used to tell the story if you do die and warn people. But at the same time, like, it's just... There's really not much you can do. Hold on to your lifeline, all your gadgets, just keep a hold of them. Do not let them go for anything. And do try your best to survive as long as you can, like till morning, till someone can save you. I would have tried the fire alarms a lot sooner than what they did.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Because, you know, even if it didn't work, try it.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the movie, definitely go see it, because there's probably a lot of spoilers already in this video, but we already said we highly recommend it. So yeah, so I'll leave a warning sign.
Like spoilers.
But it's a really good movie. Go check it out. But honestly, I would have done, like, you could do smoke signals or something like that.
Fire
or try breaking out through the walls, like an axe or something. Like,
where they gonna find
emergency fire axes or something. Or get a fire extinguisher and try to break through the wall.
Or, like, even a chair, like, they have metal.
Yeah, like, they had all these tools that they could have used.
They could have broken the wood of the door.
If they had a shop class, they could have had all these, like, you know, electronic equipment.
Because they never went to the front doors. They used the back doors. So they used the back doors of where the play was or where the theater was.
Okay, there had to have been a lot more to the school than where they went. Well, because I know our school was different.
I mean, of course they do, but it's like, I think they were mostly in a theater, so they, like, had to, like, do what they could.
Yeah, but they could have done a lot more than what they did. Of course. Honestly, I mean, I would try a lot harder to break out than what they did, without getting caught by the paranormal guy. But just try to break out and try to survive as long as you can, basically. Yeah, and try to send signals to the outside. Like, just try to hold out until someone can get there to help.
Yeah, you know what I didn't think about either? There was windows everywhere, and sure, they were flashing their flashlights. If they kept on, like, turning off their flashlights.
Morse code.
Yeah, like, even if they didn't know Morse code, just
signal.
Somebody would have been like, oh, somebody's in that school, and there's flashlights, and something's probably happening, so.
Yeah, like, there's very few things, honestly, you could do in this situation, but I think it was interesting to talk about, like.
Yeah,
we came up with all these possibilities. I mean, why didn't they think of pulling the fire alarm sooner, though?
Panic? I don't know.
Well, now you know.
They didn't want to get in trouble, because if they could get out, they didn't want to get in trouble. But.
Well, as soon as they figured out that there's something going on,
that's true.
And just don't get injured. Don't try your best not to get injured. Try to take care of yourself, basically. But honestly, like, that's all you can do, I think. I think we've covered all you can do in this type of situation. But I think that's about it for this movie. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That is all. I hope it was enjoyable. Now you know, as soon as you see a fire alarm in an instance like this, pull it. Pull it. Just don't be afraid, just pull it. And hopefully it works.
Don't be scared to flash a few things, That sounded weird. Your camera, light, go to a window, flash. The light.
Yeah. And in this case, you can't make any obstacles because it's a ghost. So.
Yeah, definitely not. If it was a person,
and
then
you don't want to. Make sure you're not in a corner. Try your best not to get trapped. Make sure you're like in an open area, I guess. I mean, it's easier to be found, but it's also a little like, safer.
Oops, I kicked that. I'm sorry.
But I mean, that's really all you can do. So, okay, I said this before, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. It would go a long way. Also, if you'd like more, subscribe to my channel. I upload Mondays, occasionally Wednesdays, and Fridays, so you can start your week with me and end your week with me. Have a lot of fun, and also give us some feedback and comment down below to let us know what else you would like to see on my channel, what you would like to see next. Maybe there's a specific movie, game, or show that you'd like us to talk about on What Would You Do?
Yeah, because this isn't specifically horror. It can be, right now we're starting with horror, but it could be Disney, it could be Pixar.
Any genres.
It could be like romance, though I don't think I want to.
And I mean, it could be video games and shows as well. Possibly even books, depending.
Yeah.
It's kind of iffy. Yeah, definitely. Go to the comments down below and let us know. Give us some feedback. Also, if you'd like more parts to this series, put What Would You Do? What was that? Did you hear that noise?
No, I didn't. It's okay. Don't worry yourself out.
I heard a squeaking noise. It was probably my rabbit, probably.
But imagine if, like, down below they were like 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, God. I mean, we could talk about that, but
sure, but then I'd have
big warning sign of mature content.
Oh yeah, sure. But then I would have to watch it, and I don't want to watch it. But okay,
better than reading the books.
Yeah,
because the books are a lot worse.
I'm sure.
Anyway, so let us know and give us some feedback down in the comments below. If you'd like to see part 1 to the series, the link will be down in the description below. And if you'd like to get to know me better, check out all of my social media, all the links down in the description below. And I hope you guys are having a great day or a great week, depending on when I upload this video. And thank you guys for watching. Until next time, keep on wishing. Bye.